Good morning and welcome back to Slam Shenanigans. So today we are going to be filming, as you can see from this stuff, the start of the 2022 snowmageddon tree cleanup. So if you watched my last video, you kind of know that I caught the Rona right after the first of the new year. So you haven't seen another video, but the last 2 weekends I spent building a rack for my wife's Jeep Gladiator to put a hard shell pop-up on it. That turned out real good. We'll have a video coming soon. But anyways, this is a video that I'm gonna try to start at my house here. As you can see, I'm on my deck in the backyard, and kind of show you what I'm looking at for tree cleanup. So you can see this guy leaning. He's into the oak. That guy's got to eventually come down. He's pretty safe because I think he's mostly leaning. He's not really hanging up on that oak, so I'm not too worried about that. Let's call this tree down here number 1. So this is maybe one of my priorities today because I had that virus, and last 2 weekends, there's kind of the first weekends that I've actually got to do anything. My stamina is not good. So, I mean, just sitting here trying to talk to you guys after walking around a bit, I'm kind of winded. So it's been real, it was a tough flu for sure. But the recovery is what's really kind of kicking my butt, and I'm not, wasn't expecting. So anyways, let's call this tree number 1. This might be a priority today because I'm so weak and don't have a lot of strength or endurance. I think I'm gonna shoot for at least 2 priorities. This might be the 3rd priority, and I'll show you as I go, but let's call that tree number 1. There's a small one down there. That's tree number 2. That stuff was all piled up before. We're not gonna call it part of the tree cleanup. There's a dead one down there, tree number 3. That is part of the storm. Call this leaner 4. That oak down there, if you can see that, I'm actually going to try and train that to where it grows. It grows every year. It got pushed over in one of the first year storms, and I've kind of just drive the rhino and the tractor under it. But let's call this pile over here, which I actually just noticed this morning. What are we, 3, 4, 5? We'll call it 5, and I think that's really tops. You can't really see it, but I think it's one right there and one right there that broke off. So, and you'll see a lot of those tops. There's a cricket. That is that's a beaver dog, tiny terrorist. Here's our 2 Bostons. Elroy's on the left, and Smee's the dark one, black one. But anyways, yeah. So this is the start. So what are we up to? 5. We'll call it 5. So now we're gonna walk over here. Probably gonna lose track because there's gonna be a lot of tops that are pushed everywhere. So as you can see, this is my, what I call my lower road. And I've got probably 2 yards of rock and dirt that I thought was mostly snow, but apparently I pushed a lot with the dozer when I was clearing snow. So that's gotta be cleaned up too. Go through the gate here. Terrible camera. So anyways, this is from the dump trailer. I had to get a new fridge yesterday. Little poke here, side thing. I would not recommend Samsung refrigerator, microwaves, anything like that. TV is fantastic, yeah. All that other stuff in the kitchen, do not buy Samsung. Got a less than 4-year-old fridge at the ice maker within a year. Started frosting up on me, and now it's like every week I have to defrost it to make it work, and it's just not worth it. So bought a new fridge. Anyways, tree tops. So these are tree tops that were pushed off with the dozer. They are mostly from that batch of trees over there. And if you go back to my snowmageddon pictures, you'll remember the dozer parked up there, cutting the trees out of the road there. I lost 3 or 4 right there. So let's say we're up to 8. All right. Walking over here off the side of my parking, where we park. That tree was down there before. I won't count it. That tree over there, let's say 9. This big cedar right here is going to be 10. That will be one of my priorities today. The reason it's a priority is it's pushing this oak over, and it's pushing this little oak over, and I'm trying to save oaks. So that's 10. That split up there will be 11. There might be a few more in there, I don't know. So we'll walk over here. These are, I think these are still tops. So we'll call that within our count, but I gotta clean all this up eventually. That tree didn't make it. That's 12. So we'll call that 12. So we're up to 12 and I haven't even left my house yet. But, oh, and if you look cross canyon, I don't know if I can zoom while I'm already in it. Yeah, see a couple of those laying down. Those are fresh. Let's say we're up to 14. There's probably a whole lot more in there. But anyways, so let me get the Rhino fired up and warmed up, and we'll start doing a little tour, and we'll show you some more. Oh, hang on, look down there. Let's call it 15 and 16. 15, 16 at least. And like I said, we are going to tour most of the property, and oh, there's another one. 17, didn't count that one. Oh, hang on, how'd I miss that one? 18, that's a biggie right there across the creek. So we're up to 18 haven't left the house. And like I said, we will not count all of them because there's a ton more, like 19, 20. So let me get the Rhino fire. All right, here we go. So again, those are already in our count. So we're not counting them. Little stuff like that I'm not gonna even count. So I was 20 leaving the house. And I'll guarantee you I'll miss some. Here, this is the one that in my snowmageddon picture I showed you was almost gonna hit my power lines. So I knocked, there was only about 15, I don't know, maybe I could probably see here in a second. There's about 12, 15 feet of the stump that was left, so I pulled the stump out with the excavator a while back. That's 21. This I believe is the top to 21, so we're not gonna count it. I couldn't remember. I think that's more of the top. Well, no, that one's bigger. That is another top that I don't know where it's at. See that one leaning over? That's gonna be a dead one soon if it's not already. So, hard to say. Maybe this one in front of me, but that'll be 21 down there. Don't see any others. That I believe is the top to one of these. So we'll just call it still a 21. All right. Driveway is very steep. Continuing on. I pushed it over, but that was because the snow was included. This one here was already down. We're going to stop here for a second. We're 22. Now, those were obviously already down. It's my log deck. Let's go 23 right here. This guy fell over the snow. 24 there. If you can see, look for horizontal stuff. There's 25. That's a freshie. Well, I'm already above my expectations and what I've been telling people when they ask me how many trees I lost. 25. Haven't left the, well, no, 25. I left the house. Sorry. I'll show you the one on the cottage here in a second. But basically, you can see the tops are gone. So right there, and there's a big one behind it that we can't see quite yet. So I'm not sure I'm going to count just tops, but we're up to 25. I'm going to go off the driveway. I'm going to go on what we call the upper road. That'll be what to use today. So, there's the tops on the roof I was speaking of, and down there. Oh, it's at 26 there. That's really a couple tops. This one got bent over, but I think it was bending before, so I'm not going to count it. This guy right here, if you see this here, I've actually cleared a lot that was right in here because that was, I had to get to the shop during the snowmageddon. So that's a big one. We'll call that 27. And you guys can correct me in the comments if I lose count, but I'll leave this on and just show you. That's a pretty big one. And that all ended up here. So we're up to 27. There's actually back in there 2 big ones that I've already dealt with, 28, 29. So I'm not going to go up there and show you those. There'll be plenty. Just hang loose here. So we're up to 29. Mill and tractor, wife's garden. Up here is where I'm gonna park my equipment. Gonna put a lean-to off that Connex. That tree bending over the levee up there, that one's gonna be 30. Those were already there. We're not gonna count them. Down there, see the different colored dirt? That's a fresh load of compost, horse manure. It's actually fantastic for the garden. Get it down in the Bay Area from a horse ranch. So I just bring him some Crown and some Modelo for his guy, and I get free loads of compost. So pretty much free. Liquor's kind of expensive. Whew. Wish you had smell-o-vision right now because that stuff is good, if you know what I mean. All right, moving on down the road. Got the burn pit dug out, ready for stuff. Today is a burn day. I don't know if I'll get to it. Don't know if my strength will hold up. Yard that needs cleaning up really badly. And as you can see, the old woodshed got emptied and my wife just started filling it back up. So, and I need to build like 3 or 4 more of those. Clear out all that. This is all millable. So we're gonna use this for building things. So again, I'm gonna try and concentrate just on storm cleanup, not really do show you a whole lot of them. Talk a whole lot, but I'll kind of mention burn piles I got rid of. It reminds me, I never did really a video on that, but they were big. I got rid of 8 huge burn piles. Probably, I don't know if you determine it bushels or not, but I'd say, God, 20 yards a pile at least. Some of them were probably double that, so a couple 100 yards of volume of volume of stuff that I burnt. So here, this is gorgeous stuff for me. This is oak. This fell down way up there, and I've got some video clips. I might try to insert one here of me pulling this down. It doesn't look huge, but that was about all my little 450 case dozer could do to drag this thing down the hill. But you can see the chain bit in pretty good there. So I'm looking at this guy. Number one, my wife's like, oh, all firewood, except for, I'm gonna say, I don't know, 6-8 feet of the bottom here. I'm gonna try and get some mantles out of that on the mill. So I think I could double or triple my income in mantles versus the value of firewood that we're gonna get out of the whole tree. So she's never happy about that because she loves oak to burn, and I do too, but I also like selling mantles for a very respectable wage value. That was another area where we had a big pile that I burnt. You can see I've already smoothed it out. There's some bull pine there that came down off the tops. We're not going to count that, so I'm going to count this one. What are we up to, guys? 31? Gosh, I don't know. That was down a long time ago. PG&E crews. Actually, my buddy that owns one of 8 Tree Service cut that one down. the end of my property, I was pretty happy, and then I realized it goes all the way down here after we got it. That was a bonus. Alright, now coming down the back side of the property, this pole is kind of a diagonal where our property ends, and it goes way down the hill down there. Anyways, so I'm kind of at the west end of my property, if you will. Oh, let's pull back out. Gotta see the valley, and I didn't give you a good shot when we were up on top, but plenty of videos for that. Just keep following. Hit that subscribe button if you're not subscribed yet. Please leave a comment. I'm trying to grow this channel, and the more you guys subscribe and comment, it encourages me to put out more consistent content, because I know I'm very sporadic, but I also have a more than full-time job. I don't want to go into that one, but I basically have two full-time jobs right now because of retirement. So here's another top. I'm not even going to count this one. I think we're at 31. That guy was years ago. We cleaned up here, just kind of piles that I still got to burn. You know what? 32. We'll count it. It was quite a bit. Oh, forgot. Hold on. Let's stop here for a second. See, this is what I said when I said I'd probably miss a bunch. So we're at 32. And I'm going to say we got 33, 34. And those are half the trees. So, and I'm going to lose those trees. So we're going to count them as full trees. 35. That's not from before. I'm not going to count that little whoop-de-doo one. So we're at 35. And the count's just gonna go up. I think we'll probably, we'll definitely get to 40. I just remembered something. All right, so we're gonna walk down, we're gonna drive down here. Another little top, won't count it. That tree's so small, I'm not gonna count it. But I know I got a bunch more here. So I'm actually gonna stop for a second. We'll try to get a couple different views of this guy. This one right, let's see if I can zoom out. This one right here, this guy is one that I wanted to have my tree guys climb and take out, because that's gonna be where my shooting range is over there. And you'll see from a different vantage down there where I did it. So we're 35, 36, 37, 38 with the leaner. 38 is one of my priorities today. My wife likes to walk this area, and she hasn't been able to because of the trees down across the lower road and because of that leaner. There was an actual power line that went from there to a tree from the previous owners that came down, and you'll see it snaked around down there. It was obviously disconnected up there, and it was hanging when that tree came down. So I verified there was absolutely no voltage before I touched it, and then I pulled it all the way down. So those are my target stands. They survived because I moved them out of the way of the tree, which is good. Some of this stuff has been down before. What the heck are we up to? We're up to 35. Maybe more, I don't know. We'll pass 40 easy. So we'll say we're 35 with these three. I don't like dragging this thing that long. We're gonna go down here for a second. I'm actually probably gonna get out and walk a minute. So again, more junk that I gotta clean up. Tires. I have to wait for tire days to dispose of those, because you can only do 9 at a time, because apparently that's all you can transport. But I actually got made friends with the recycle gal representative for our area last time I did tire recycle, and she says now I can just gather them all up and call her, and they'll come up and get them because I have so many. Okay, so we're at 35. That one was already down, but as you can see, this mess, look at all those. That's, I'm gonna say 1, 2, 3, 4, because that guy's leaning really bad, it's gonna die. 4 down because of this massive beast. And boy, the camera does not do it justice. That's probably a 24-inch cedar at least at the base. So let's walk around here and give you guys a different view. So this one I didn't notice for, I don't know, like my third or fourth drive, because I had never, as I don't trip, I'd never gone past those two that were across the road down there. And so I didn't look back this way. But here, this guy went down and took down 5 is what I'm saying. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now that I'm actually down here, 6 more. So we're at 41 already. Past 40 just now. So, one tree, this big cedar, pretty much took down another 5 or 6. So we're at 41. So I was down here and I'm looking around and I'm like, oh, there's some more over there. Let's look a little closer. So here's a tree top, probably out of this guy. So we're at 41. I haven't counted this guy yet. So that was a dead tree, but it was not down before the storm. Now we're at 42. You can see there were still dead leaves on the top of it up there. So we're at 42, plus 3 small ones, 45. Oh, there's another one that lost its top and then came over, 46. So you can see I got a lot of work to do. So we're at 46. I don't remember if there's any down there. But my property is still probably, I don't know, 4 or 5, maybe 300 yards west, more. But so I'm never at a loss for having things to do. Okay, I'm terrible. I should be writing this down or have a clicker with me. I think I'm at 46. We'll call it 46. And trust me, whatever number I come up with in the end is going to be light, because I'm not even showing you the interior of the property between the upper road and the lower road. All right, let's see if we can get turned around. See my lights on. I don't think I need the light on. About a 5-point turn down here. Or no, we'll rock it. Yeah, wheeling. Okay, so 46. Not gonna call anything up there. So hang on, because this is where I gotta, well, actually I broke them the last time. I gotta bounce across this stuff. So show you the rest. There's another top right there that's down. You can see angled down towards me. I'm not gonna call that 46. Here we go. All right, that is what I'm talking about. I think I might just walk the rest here and hopefully I'll get my stamina. There is the one I was telling you about. That's one of my priorities today, to try and get down, because it's a pretty big tree and it's just barely hanging up there. So I don't want to come down at the wrong time. I want to take it down on my terms. We're at 46. Tons of little stuff like this all over the place, which is just a fire hazard. Yeah, so I probably didn't even, well, yeah, I didn't want to step over that, so I'm okay with driving. Call this mostly a tree. This guy, 47. I'm not going to count this little squib. I don't care. All right. You see the snow that was a healthy cedar. Just had so much heavy, wet snow on it, it couldn't handle it. So we're at 47. Here's the top of an oak, which is somewhere up there. You can see I got some big trees. Those are probably 160 plus. So, and they're over 3 feet at the base, for sure. All right. Yeah, this is actually where I stopped the rhino because I couldn't get through. We're at 47. 48. That's a good sized tree. I think those were already down, so we're not counting them. So we're saying 48. Looking across the creek, 49, there's a small one right there. So we're 49, not counting that little dink going there. Now, let's see if we can get through this. Not too much trouble. Let's go this way maybe. Almost looks like the deer have been through here. Yep, broken off branches. Holy, 47. Another oak top. Probably, I don't know. It's quite a bit of oak. Somewhere up there. Not sure. So we're 47. All right. 48 for sure. So that's a good sized tree. It's 48. So far you guys have seen my priorities for today. The cedar, where we started. Hold on, I gotta move this. Gotta jump over this log. Had to jump over that without killing myself. Like I said, no strength. Little top, won't even count it. These guys are all down. But this one I'm walking under right now. I'm gonna count from the other side here. So we're at 47. Oh! See, I hadn't even seen those two. 48, 49, 50. The one I just walked under, actually 60. 51, sorry, I can't count for crap, can I? 50, 51. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna have to edit that. I don't know. 51, I think, to this point. Now we're keeping going here. More tops, those are new. Oh man, did I switch my thing? Am I gonna be all upside down? I don't know. You said 51, right? Tracks. Alright, trackers. Help me out. 1, 2, 3, 4 toes. Cat. Might be our barn cats. Okay, 51, 52, 53. This is a log deck. These are all down, not counting them. And rather than go under these, oh, okay. 54 in front of us, 55 up there that I had not seen. And our house is right up there. So as long as there's nothing on the other side that I'm not seeing, 55, and we'll call that one 56. 56, and the puppies are barking. Anyways, that's where I'm starting today. 56 trees down. I didn't count that either, did I? That's a fresh one. So the needles are still on it. 57. We're gonna call it 57 unless I see something walking back down to the rhino. 57 trees down that I have to clean up, recovering from corona, Chinese flu. All right, so 57 trees, and I want to get 1, 2, possibly 3 trees. Gotta go down past my head here. 3 trees, at least off of trees, fences, or widowmaker type situations, which is the one down here by the rhino. 3 trees is my goal today. So, and an extended goal would be to open this road up. Not necessarily completely clear it out, but at least chainsaw them off the road so the wife can walk around with our dogs. Because I'm also old and I got an Achilles injury from a year and a half ago jumping off the excavator in a hurry, that keeps coming back. So even this little walk It hurts my Achilles, and it's also really just flat out tough, guys, coming back from this stupid freaking Chinese flu. It takes forever to recover. So I hope y'all, if you get it, you have mild symptoms, and get through it and get back outside. Get to where we enjoy life. Sun's pretty fresh in the sky right now. It's actually fairly later. Yeah, it's like 10:20. Oh, there's another good top down. Yeah, that oak lost a lot. We caught it. We're staying at 57. Oh, there's the rhino. We're almost back down. It's about 0.6 of a mile, 0.6 of a mile from our house up our driveway back to our house. From the house up the driveway to the upper road to the lower road, and back to the house. And we used to walk it together, and a lot of times I'm working so much that I'm just tired and don't want to do it. Now she walks the dogs and pushes her little old French bulldog in a baby stroller with huge wheels, and then the other 3 dogs play. But yeah, so actually I got one more tree. I forgot about that guy. That's not part of the count, but that's got to come down for our shooting range, because otherwise it'll eventually die and come down anyways, because I want to dig this back in a little bit more. And there's probably 6 feet of dirt right here from where normal level will be out here. So that way I'll end up with probably a 12-14 foot berm. Really safe, nice shooting range. But I actually had to scarf this part of the hill out and leave this here so that my excavator could reach up that high to dig down and dig back. So, all right, let's see if we can get turned around. I'm gonna turn you off for a second. Okay, I think I can drive one-handed now. I got an older rhino, which I kind of like because they're narrower, real easy to get in and out of, versus the newer ones, which are damn near the size of a Jeep. But it does not have power steering. It doesn't have any electronic or assisted steering, so it's pretty tough to turn, especially when it's four-wheel drive. So, and on the other side, let's get out from under this tree. Some more tops. I think that's actually just a branch. Oh no, there's a top there, and there's a branch there. Take it low. Snow. Back up the upper road, or this is the back hill. I don't know what we call this. The grade. Slam shenanigans grade. There's the valley. Let's get back. So that's the Central Valley, if you will. And then beyond that, the little range, and then the Bay Area. Stop for a second and kind of explain this. It kind of looks like a meadow, if you will, if you can envision it. It's kind of nasty up there with the fire pit that scarfed everything up there. But all this stuff you see green used to be just as thick as what I'm zooming in on now. Whether it was the buckbrush like that, or manzanita, or a combination thereof. What you're looking at there was just as thick down here. So that's what I'm trying to do with the majority of this upper portion that doesn't have a lot of trees. I'm clearing it out and trying to make it look nice and meadowy, which is beautiful to look at. It's easier to drive through and walk through. It kind of encourages the deer and the turkeys. But it also, if you can hear in the background, the highway is right up here. Our property borders the highway right here, for the majority of it actually. And then there's an acre and a seventh, 1.7 acres up further up behind my connexes that is another guy that owns a lot of property on the other side of the road, and I'm hoping he never uses my driveway, but he's got access to it. But anyways, kind of some of the property. All right, here we go, back up. Counting that, I'm still at 57. So when I said I wasn't counting any of the interior, which is from this basic line to the road, which is down at the bottom of that canyon there, for us where our creek is, I'm not even going in there to see what kind of trees are down. Got enough just that I can see right off the road. So I'm at 57, but that's kind of a good example up there. There's a couple others I'm not sure if they're showing up on the camera, but there's more than 57 is what I'm trying to say. So. Nice oak. This will all end up being grass and meadow too. That was just as thick as the other areas I showed you. It's my flitch pile at the moment. Got a couple people that are interested in getting it. I just try to give it away. It's not really, some of it we cut up for firewood. A lot of it I just throw in the flitch pile. You know, if I have something of good size like these two here, I'll throw it in the firewood pile to be cut up into lengths, and we'll burn it. But a lot of it's just not worth the time. This whole area here too was all just as thick as that other stuff. So pretty much there was very, very little that was clear. A portion of this was somewhat clear when we moved in, and that's about it. Maybe a little bit up here in front of the shop, but sorry about the in and out there, guys. Wife's garden. Really big firs I gotta get rid of. Not get rid of, but I gotta get up on the mill and cut them up, because those are some solid pieces of fir that I'm going to use to finish out the shop. But there's the mill, here's the shop. All right, and then the next stuff you'll see should be maybe a little bit of talking and some time lapse of me trying to keep my energy up and get some of these trees cleaned up today. I might go into tomorrow depending how tough it is. Thanks. All right, thanks everybody for staying with me this far. I appreciate it, and if you like this content, please hit that subscribe button and make some comments in the comment section. Love seeing the comments, try to respond to them all, and I decided to cut this one short and make a second video that will show you all the actual work to this. So I'll end up here just showing you the picture of the tire loadout and a couple of the loads I had to take up from the bottom up to the burn pile. Thanks again, have a great day, see you on the next one.